All right, hey guys, Jason here. We're up here, Jimmy Britt, and it's a Saturday. They are jammed. They got people going everywhere, running around, but I just went in and got the keys for this. We're going to take a look at this 392. Remember, they have three of them sitting up here. This Rubicon 392, that Rubicon 392, and then they got an Anvil Rubicon 392 sitting right there. So we have three 392s out here on the lot that are basically all the same. Of course, I'm going to gravitate to color 41. You guys that know me and watch my channel know that I want this color very, very badly. This thing is amazing. So we're going to take a look at this thing, dive in, check it out, go through it. We're going to see what makes a 392 the 392 edition, and is it really worth it, and what you're gaining, and who it's going to be built for, and what the value is. So first of all, we got a lot to unpack, starting with the price. Okay, the price is the kicker. Okay, the price is huge. Price on this thing is $102,000, $103,000. Okay, that's insane when you look at it. Now, they don't even give you like a regular Rubicon price and then give you the upgrade for that. But in essence, when we look at this for the 392 final edition, when we take into reality, they start it here. If this sticker were to break down like a Wrangler 4-door Rubicon and then added a 392 package in it, this 392 package, what you would end up coming in at is basically taking the 60,000, say 62,000 for a Rubicon X, or whatever it is. Let's just say it's 62 or 65,000. Add on the extreme package for another whatever that is, 5,000 or whatever. So you're coming in, let's say it's 70,000 bucks. You're paying $32,000 or so more to put this motor in. It's what you're doing. Now, yes, it's some different. That's really it. It's 30 grand more for this motor, $30,000 to $35,000 increase to get the 392 over the V6 Pentastar that's in here to go to this big dog one. What are we putting out in this thing? Well, understand it. This 392 that we're seeing inside of here, this amazing motor, and it is amazing motor. I mean, you're talking 470 horsepower, which is a lot, and you're talking 470 pound-feet of torque. Okay, 470, 470. It's basically the same on both sides. 470, 470 is what's coming out of this beast. Look at this thing. Look how nice that is. But you want to talk about jammed in there like a shoehorn, with a shoehorn. Holy cow. That is one tight fit in there. Good luck working on anything yourself. I don't care how much you think reliability matters. Whew, man, oh man, there's a lot. That's tight in there. It's an incredible motor. It's got a lot of power. It's got a lot of amazing things. I'm not knocking it in any way. This hood with all this plenum and everything on here, my God, this hood weighs 1,000 pounds. But this thing is a beast of a truck. Okay, this is a beast of a motor in a beast of a truck. 470 horsepower, 470 pound-feet of torque. This thing is a monster. 4.5 second 0 to 60 time out of a Jeep running on 35s. Crazy. Crazy. We have the automatically are going to get the steel bumper. You're automatically going to get the winch, the Warren winch on here. This is a synthetic line winch as well too. I don't remember what model this is that they put on here, but it is true Warren winch, and like I said, synthetic line setup that you're going to get on there automatically. You are going to get the standard Rubicon Fox. I think those are Fox Rubicon. I think they're made by Fox, but they're the standard monotube suspension that we're getting on here. Okay, this is nothing like a Mojave. This is not all increased and upgraded or anything like that. These are not remote reservoir suspensions. Okay, and it blows my mind that it's not. Why does this not have like the Mojave? If we look over here at this Mojave right here, that's, you know, much cheaper in this, but why do we not have these shocks right here? Why are they not on this? I don't know. I'll never understand it. Or these. Okay, look at the size of these 2.5 Fox 2.5s with remote resis down there. Why are they not on this? I'll never understand that game that we're getting here and what they're playing, but that's what they're playing. Again, this package is all about this motor is everything. But you do get the 35 package. You do get the beadlock wheels on here. You do get the 456 gears in here to handle that kind of power. You get the special graphics package in here, which is kind of nice. And you're getting some neat bells and whistles, but really that's it. Okay, you get a little unique You get this step that's also a actual rock rail on here, kind of unique to it there, but you get the little over fenders just like you would on anything else. I could go over here and show you a Willys package in 35s, and you're gonna see a lot of the same stuff. Okay, if we go over here and we look at a Willis, actually correct is Willis, even though I like to say Willys, it is Willis, but same setup, same tire, same wheel basically, same exact kind of thing as far as that goes. Now here we get the standard V6 in here, but we are coming in at you know, $58,000. Okay, so I mean, you got to understand the reality of this. We're not gaining much on the outside of this thing. Some people argue and say, well, there's some frame stiffeners. Well, there's frame stiffeners on a Mojave too. I don't want to hear it. Okay, the 392 is a cool vehicle. It's got a lot of sass, attitude, and punch to it. And here's a look underneath of it. We come in this way. Oh, that ground is hot. Okay, but again, we are simple in design and function just like any other Jeep that we're looking at here. 35 on the back, the whole setup. Now when we go in here and look at it on the inside, okay, everything else in this thing is basically pure standard Jeep. We're not seeing nothing back here that's screaming 392. Anything fancy. Nice Alpine sound system, your standard setup. We got there's some of your accessories for your Warren winch. Okay, but this is all standard. Now we will notice some differences up in the front, but back here, we're not seeing too many different things. This is pretty sweet right here. Check this out. Ready? We hit that so it pops up. We do get a little tailgate right here. Look at that. Pretty cool. Little tailgate setup. Kind of a nice little feature. Put that back in. Locking that down. That here, and then we do get a special logo here. 392 final edition, 6.4 liter Hemi V8, 470, like I told you, 8-speed transmission, gives you a breakdown. Yes, this vehicle does have cylinder deactivation in it. You do have to understand that. We do have it. It is not, you know, it's the same as any other 6.4. It's going to have cylinder deactivation. You're going to have to deal with that. This world we live in. Even the 5.7 Hemi has it as well, too. Fuel mileage. We are looking at 13 on the highway, or 13 in the city, 16 on the highway for a combined of 15. That's not very impressive, but it's you're talking about a big motor. Now back here, you do get the gold stitching. Everything is basically a gold accent when it comes to the 392 package. Gold, gold, gold. Okay, it's always gold accents. Everywhere you look, gold accents, gold accents, gold accents. Where Rubicon is always red, these are gold. Standard setup back here, nothing crazy, nothing different. Everything's the same. Leather seats, you just get a little bit of the gold stitching, but nothing else back here that even screams 392 or that is any different than any other Jeep Gladiator, or I mean Jeep Wrangler, or like a Rubicon, or any of that kind of stuff. Here in the front, now we do get a couple things different. You get the Rubicon 392 stitching rather than just saying Rubicon. It is again in the gold stitching, and you get this 4 Auto. This is that true lock or true track, whatever they call it, true lock or something. This is their clutch system based 4-wheel drive system that you get in here. I think you can get it here, and you get it on a Rubicon X model, or on the X models. Also, it's an option, but it is where you get 4 Auto. So you have 4 high auto, 4 high part-time, 4 low and neutral here on the transfer case. That is one big change. You got 4 auxiliary switches in here, off-road plus, sway bar disconnect, front and rear lockers, your 12-volt right here, your windows there, and your 2-port media center there with aux. And everything else about this thing is 100% identical to any other Jeep. So basically, when we look about it, and we look at, here's your payload capacity, 850-pound payload capacity. Max you can get on a 392 is going to be 1150. This one, 850 payload capacity on here. I believe towing is 3,400 pound, I think, or 3,500 pounds is what you can tow with one of these. So it is your standard Jeep in all categories. We'll dive in the front and here in the middle and the inside, or in the inside in a second. But what you're paying for with this package is for that motor. It is all about this motor. Let's jump in here real quick. There we go. So here we go. Now that's what it's about right there. Hear that? Look at. That's what it's all about. That kind of power. That is why somebody buys this vehicle. You hear that thing? You hear that roar of that? That is what somebody's buying this for, is for that kind of motor, that sound. That thing is just insane. It's a lot of power in a little package here when it comes to this thing. So that is the reason that people buy this. That is the reason that everybody wants it. Everything else on here is standard Jeep. But you can feel that. You can feel that vehicle rock and roll, and you can feel the whole thing. Look at, I mean, you can feel it. A lot of power in here. We got paddle shifters on this as well too, right back here, which is a very cool feature. You can see them on the back of the wheel. But we do get paddle shifters in here. It gives you a little attitude. Notice you also get the 4 high in the selector on the dash now too, and a little cooler gauge layout in the middle of this now, which is nice setup. And you get your standard 24, 20, 25 layout there with the antenna in the windshield. And everything else is basically Jeep. Perfectly done. Nice compartment right there. Flip it up, you get a second one down there with USB port down in there as well too. So they do this thing very, very good. There's no denying it. And I've done plenty of reviews on Wranglers, and we'll cover that. I'll link them at the end for you, so we're not in there too much. But we are showing you the difference here in this amazing vehicle, this truck. Why everybody wants this truck and what it is. And it is basically, for all practical purposes, it is a regular Rubicon, not a Mojave, not anything like that, not a, anything or Willys. It is a Rubicon. It says that, and it has the front and rear lockers, but it is a Rubicon with the steel bumper package, the 35 Extreme package, which includes the gearing, and another $35,000 for that motor in there. And that motor is a beast. Now, is it for everybody? Maybe for some, maybe for others not. For me, I would never buy it. I can't afford it, number one. I don't have $105,000, even with discounts, $80,000, $90,000 to spend on a 392. I cannot afford it. Even if I couldn't afford it. You have to run premium gas through it all the time as well too. And a low gas, or the fuel, I mean, even on my Gladiator Rubicon on 35s, I still get 19 miles a gallon with that thing. I couldn't afford driving this thing around at 13 miles a gallon and then being in the woods getting 9. I couldn't do it. So is it an amazing machine? Yes. Would it be fun to rent for a weekend and take to the beach and hang out with your friends? Absolutely. Is it something that everybody can buy? No. Is it something that people will buy and will love? Yes. So you have to figure out where it fits for you. For me personally, it's kind of one of those vehicles that you kind of dream about and you're in awe and you look at and you get excited. Now, when they first came out with this and it was a final edition, now it's still called, now they actually call it final edition, and people will argue what final edition means, but make no mistake about it, final edition meant that it was the final edition, because they came out with it for 1 year, then another year, and then they said they weren't doing it anymore, and that was when it was a final edition. That was 3 final editions ago, so now everybody's like, it means something different. Point being is, now it's not worth it because of the fact that they just keep making them year after year and they're bumping them out everywhere. And the price is kind of high. When this was a specialty vehicle that very few dealers were getting and was hard to come by, and you could get it for MSRP at $100,000 or $98,000, and they were selling for more used than you could get them for new, it was good. Now, like I said, it's kind of priced itself out of the market here, and it does make me a little nervous what will happen if they decide to put a 5.7 or a 6.4 392 into a Mojave or into a Rubicon Gladiator, and we'll see what that does. Okay, we got these two right here that we know are coming out with something here in 2026, most likely a 5.7. It'll be interesting to see what happens, but there is your Wrangler 392, and really the only thing that sets it apart from a Rubicon with an Extreme package is basically the motor, and they're charging you $35,000 for that motor. So, but it is a beast. There's no denying. We live for fun, and this thing screams fun on every level. Not only is it a capable Ranger or Wrangler, it's well, let's talk about that real quick too. Think about that factor for a minute. If we were to take this, we get the power, you get the horsepower, and you get the torque. But on the same note, this thing weighs 1,000 pounds more than a Rubicon, standard Rubicon with a V6, okay? The Pentastar V6 Rubicon version of this is 1,000 pounds lighter. So realistically, off-road, I don't know if this will actually do as good or if it'll do better than what you're gonna get out of a standard Rubicon like what we're seeing over here. And now if you go to a 4-door Rubicon, you're 1,000 pounds heavier for this setup. for everything you got on there. So all things have to be taken into consideration. But fun factor, I don't think there's a vehicle made today that would be as much fun as this is. Being able to remove the doors, being able to remove the roof, take the freedom panels off, hit the beach, have the power, go off-road, go play, go do whatever you want to, just zip down the road, beat people from red light to red light with a Jeep. You know, you can do whatever you want with this thing. Pure fun factor. Questions, comments, anything you got, put them down below. Thanks for watching.